Welcome back everyone. iOS 15 has officially came out, so let's take a look at it on the iPhone 6s Plus. Now we do have the release candidate on this phone, and what I can tell you is that this update was a pretty good update. It didn't bring anything super crazy to the table that we already haven't seen already, but I think it's pretty interesting and I like it overall. Now I would still probably recommend you to not install this update. I think it's pretty slow on these older iPhones. This is the oldest iPhone that supports it. But if you need to, install the latest version, then go for it. Now, some of the main updates that we have on this specific version of software are for the newer iPhones, but this one supports a lot of the cool things as well. Now, I wanted to change my wallpaper real quick. Now, FaceTime got a little cool little update here and there. Definitely nothing super crazy. The main thing that we got was with FaceTime, basically we can now send the links out to other people outside of iOS. So if you know somebody who has an Android phone or something like that, well, you can go ahead and send them a link, which is really awesome. And this is another thing that I'm really obsessed with. You have portrait mode within FaceTime, spatial audio with FaceTime, but I don't think the 6S Plus supports either one of those, but it's still a really cool thing. Now we also have live text within our Photos app, but this also isn't supported on this phone, so it's another thing we can't even really talk about. But we do have focus mode, which is a really cool thing. So essentially do not disturb down here has been rearranged for focus mode. So you can see we have do not disturb still if you want to use it. And it essentially allows you to be kind of just use certain things that you want to within a phone and be notified of specific categories of things that you can do. So personal, maybe you want to be notified of certain things with your personal life or work life, your work email, things like that. Well, you can set different focuses like that, and I think that's a really cool thing. I don't really think I'm ever going to use it, but it is something that's kind of cool to some people out there, and we now have the capability. On top of that, iMessages have also gotten a little bit of an update. Again, nothing super crazy, but if you're somebody who uses iMessage all the time, you're probably going to see a couple new changes here, which I think is going to be really cool at the end of the day. But one of my favorite things within iOS 15 is the new drag and drop feature. So now we have drag and drop system wide. So let's say we have this little whatever page, right, the IMAX and stuff. Well, we can go ahead and for some elements, not every single one, but we can go ahead and drag and drop certain things. So you can see I'm dragging the specific item. I can even click the home button and even maneuver through the whole entire OS while I'm still dragging this thing. So let's say I wanted to drag this over to iMessage. Well, I can go and bring it straight into iMessage right here and drag that link. And you can see that link has now been dragged. So I'm really obsessed with that. I think that's really cool. And that's one of the main features I'm looking forward to with iOS 15. Now, we also did kind of get new notifications within iOS 15 as well. So they look a little bit more rounded. And I did notice that for a lot of UI elements, they all pretty much look a little bit different, a lot more rounded and a little bit more, I guess, zoomed out in the settings. If you can see, it's a little bit different, nothing super crazy, but I think it definitely looks good. Now, Safari got one of the biggest updates for sure. You can see it looks a lot more different than previous versions of iOS, and we now have this tab bar. So now we can go ahead and get into kind of a gesture-based design on these older iPhones. So if you swipe up from the tab bar, you can see we can now get into all of our tabs, but we can also swipe between tabs and we can add new tabs by swiping to the side. So that's really cool. You can go back this way too. So it makes things look a lot better in my opinion. You also have Safari extensions within iOS now as well, so that's really awesome. And those are really the main updates that I could see. Of course things change and all that stuff. I did notice throughout my speed test that iOS 14 still seems a little bit faster, but we'll do the last and final speed test, I guess, in the next video, I guess tomorrow. But I would still recommend you to stick with iOS 14.8 or 14.7.1 or whatever, especially on these older iPhones. The main reason for that is because with these older iPhones, you never know what's going to happen. You may have a perfect experience on iOS 14, then you install iOS 15, it's full of bugs and you hate your experience with it. I would recommend staying on the lowest version you can. That's the highest one stable, and the iOS 14 updates are probably the most stable ones right now. Even though 15, I would give it like a couple weeks, wait until the next couple versions of iOS 15 come out and then install it. But that's pretty much what I would say. I think this is going to be a really good update, but that's really pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions or anything like that, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.